Okay, so welcome everybody one more time. Another video tutorial. On this occasion, we're going to be talking about the MIDI output on the MC-909 as if we want to record it into FL Studio. Okay. For example, what me call it? Hold on one second. If, for example, anything that you have on the machine, you have two ways of bringing it into FL Studio. You can either record anything from the machine into FL Studio, right? Any pattern from the machine, any song, any pattern. Just the MIDI. We're not talking about audio, okay? It's only MIDI. You can record the MIDI part of any song, any part of the song, any pattern. Or you could bring it in because you could export the MIDI. And then you could bring that MIDI into FL Studio, export it from the machine, from MC-909. So we're going to be taking a look at that today because I believe I hadn't done a video about that. Okay. So let's get right to it. Okay. First thing, right, let's set up, let's configure the machine, and let's configure FL Studio. Okay. We have connected, as you can see up here, we got connected the USB cable, right? Because we're going to be exporting the song as a standard MIDI file. And then we could use any part we want. Also, we're going to be connecting the MIDI output of the machine, MIDI output. And we're going to connect it into a MIDI interface. It could be to your audio interface. If your audio interface has MIDI, that'll be fine. Then you can connect it. Okay. So it's going to go out from the machine. Okay. From the MC-909, it's going to go out into your MIDI interface input. Okay. MIDI input on the machine, on FL Studio, or not FL Studio, I'm sorry. I should say your audio card, your sound card. If your sound card has MIDI, if not, then you're gonna need a MIDI interface. So it's gonna go out from the machine into your sound card. Okay. So now let's set up the MC-909 so you could check out the setting that I have here. Okay. Hold on one second. I think I could bring it in more. And yep, I think that's pretty good. Whoop. A little bit out. A little more. Okay, so that way we could see these in case, well, I need to press these. Okay, we're going to be selecting this song first. This is a song from the machine. Okay. It's pattern number 150. It's a default, one of the default songs on the machine MC-909. We're going to go into MIDI. So I believe we're going to press the menu. And then we're going to hit the value knob. We're going to scroll down to MIDI. As you can see right there, right here. Okay, you're going to click enter. Remember, enter. Let's see, we could get it here. Enter is located over here. We got exit and enter. Okay. So every time I say enter, this is the button I'm going to be pressing. So that way I don't have to be panning in and out. Okay. So we got enter, we got exit. In case that I say, okay, so I'm going to hit exit. So this is the button right here. I'll say, okay, I'm going to hit enter. This is the button right here. Okay, so panning back in. That's pretty good. Hold on a second. I think I could. Yeah, I think I could get it in a little bit more or not. Oh, we got mid chop there. Okay. Let me go back then. There you go. Okay, that's good. Now, like I said, hit menu is going to MIDI, and with the knob, the value knob, we're gonna scroll to MIDI, and then we're gonna hit enter. Okay, so this is MIDI to transmit F3. You press F3 in case it's not on F3 already. Maybe it's over here or over here. You're gonna press F3. Okay, because we're gonna be sending MIDI, so we're gonna transmit MIDI. So try to check these, and you could copy these, put these on your machine. These settings, you go in, so you could. There you go. It's much better. Copy those settings. I'll wait, so that way we could get started. Okay, in case that you don't know how to get to those settings, just move the cursor, the arrow pointing down. If you move it, it will go like that. And then you just move the value knob so you can change the setting. In case you didn't know how to do that. Okay. So then after you got that, okay, then we're gonna go into F1 right here. Sequence sync. Okay. You're gonna hit F1. We could leave it on remote, but first, if you want to, but I want to put it on slave. So that way when I hit play on FL Studio, the machine is gonna start. If I hit play on FL Studio, the machine is gonna start automatically. So if I want to record something, I don't have to be hitting play on the machine. Automatically when I hit play on FL Studio, it's gonna trigger the machine. Okay, so I'm gonna hit. I'm not gonna hit anything. I'm gonna put it on slave. Okay, so that way the machine is slave from FL Studio. FL Studio is gonna be the master. Okay, remember any changes you do here, you gotta hit system right, which is F6 right here, F6. Okay, so let's hit. Hold on 1 second. Let's go with F6. It's right there, F6. We're gonna hit it once, only once, and that's it. Whatever changes we did, already saved. Okay. So now we're ready. If we want to record something in FL Studio, we're ready as MIDI. So we're gonna do that. Remember, right click here. Okay. Oh, first of all, let's set the MIDI on FL Studio. Go options. We're not gonna enable the MIDI output for now. Okay. We're just gonna enable the MIDI input. Okay, because we're gonna be recording from the machine into FL Studio. We're gonna hit play on the machine, and it's gonna trigger the notes so we can record them on FL Studio. We're gonna enable the master, the MIDI master. Okay. And with this already set up, okay. Remember, MIDI, enable MIDI remote because we're gonna be recording into FL Studio. So now we're gonna go to MIDI settings. Okay, now here, I'm going in my computer and I'm using this MIDI. It's not a MIDI interface, it's a audio card. The audio interface, the audio box, 1818 VSL. So I'm using this from the machine, MC-909, into the audio interface connected to this MIDI port in. So I have to enable it here. Okay. because when I hit play on the machine, MC-909, it's going to show the notes. It's going to be able to record the notes. That's what I meant. Okay, here I'm not doing anything on the output, so I'm not selecting anything here. And I'm not going to select any port here. Okay, that's good enough. Just select it here. Okay. And that's about it. Nothing else. Remember, you need to select your MIDI interface, or if you connected the MIDI from the output of MC-909, wherever you connected your MIDI into your audio interface to the MIDI port, you have to select it here on the MIDI device. Input, okay? And then you have to enable it. You don't have to put any number here. Just leave it like that, like it is here. Okay, you don't have to select any numbers here. Okay, now we could close this, and we're gonna go and we're gonna add a MIDI channel. Okay, we got it on sampler. We could replace, or we could erase this one, delete it, and insert MIDI. So what we're gonna do is just replace it. Replace MIDI out right here, and here we go. Okay, now remember, MIDI, my MIDI port number 1 is so I could be able to hear it. If I leave it on 0, I'm not going to be able to hear the MIDI that I record. Okay, on the last video that I did of connecting MIDI and audio, I explained that I'm using port number 1 so I could hear the whatever I recorded by MIDI, I could hear it here on port 1. Okay, I'll just leave it here on channel 1 as default. I don't mess with this unless I record drums, and if I want to send it to a different channel, which is channel number 10, because the drums are supposed to be recorded on channel number 10. So then, but normally I always leave it on channel 1 as default. Okay. Now, like I said on my last video, I don't really use MIDI that much, but I wanted to make this video because I had not made a video, I believe, working with the MC-909 and the MIDI. I hadn't done that one about the MIDI out of the MC-909. So that's why I want to make this video. Okay, so after you have this channel 1 MIDI port, you don't have to select anything right now. We are ready to record something. Okay, remember, as MIDI. So after you are done here, let's go here. Okay, I only have this for demo purposes. You don't have to select nothing here right now on 1. Okay, you need this right here, this little red circle. It has to be highlighted as red. If it's like white, it's not going to record. You need to highlight this. If it's like this off, it's not going to record. You need volume though also. So just in case, have that all ready. Have that set and ready to go. And here, remember, not audio, but we're going to have notes. We're going to be recording notes. Right click with the button. With the button. The button of the mouse. Right click it. Sorry, my English, is terrible. Okay. And you have already notes selected. Okay. If you got it selected, don't click it again, because then you're going to deselect. Okay. Like that. So if you don't have selected, just click it once and it's going to have the check mark. Okay. So it's good to go. So we're ready to record MIDI. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We have a track here on the MC-909. Let me bring up the... Okay. We have a track here. It's track 150. R&B number 9, 150. pattern 150. This looks kind of weird, kind of funky. Hold on. Okay, this is like getting very bad. The screen, it's like burning out. I don't know. Suddenly, one day I'm gonna have to replace it. I don't know when. This machine been with me since I think 2006 or 5, something like that. I can't remember. Okay, so we ready to go? We're gonna test which sound we want to record first. Okay, so I'm gonna hit play. Oh, okay, my bad. If I press play here, I can't have it. Let me hit cancel. Let me cancel this. Oh, sorry, my bad. Let me exit that. So let me hit play on FL Studio. Okay, so we got 72 BPM on FL Studio. Let me crank that up. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, remember, because we have this as a slave, so FL Studio is the master, I need to press play here. Okay. And we are receiving the signal for MIDI. Right here is lighting up. So this is ready to record MIDI. So we're going to select the sound that we want to record. We're going to be muting all of them. That way we're just going to select one sound. That's the bass. Okay, so let's just record the bass. Okay, so I'm ready to record the bass. All I have to do is just press here so it could be highlighted. Click here, not press, sorry. Click here. It is highlighted and is ready to record. Okay, so here we go. Hold on, because I want to see where it's going. Let me do that again. Okay, now we're good. Erase it, and here we go. Let's do it again. We should put it on pattern, I believe. Yeah, let's put it on pattern, because we're just gonna record one sound. And here we go. Okay, so there you go. This is an extra note, and if I hit play right here, it's just gonna play this. But because we have it, hold on. Oh, wait. If I press play, we're not gonna hear anything. We first gotta do certain things. First, go to options, disable this one, because if you don't disable it, it's gonna create a loop, a MIDI loop. We gotta disable this. Okay, and now we enable MIDI output. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. Disable MIDI remote control, or not disable, deselect MIDI master sync. Okay, only enable this one, select this one, enable MIDI output. Whenever you're gonna play back something of MIDI, okay? To record, you need to enable MIDI remote control and enable MIDI master sync to record. But to play back the MIDI, you need to just enable this one. Okay? It's very, very important. Because if not, what happens is you're going to create a loop, a MIDI loop, and it's going to make a horrible noise of MIDI and not good. Maybe your program, your FL Studio is going to freeze. It's going to, I don't know. It's not good. Okay? So we got recorded these notes. Okay. Right here. So we're going to hit play. And we're forgetting one more step. Okay, my bad. Right here, we got to select MIDI port 1. Because the MIDI notes are sending the signal of the MIDI notes into the MC-909. to just so we could hear this sound, the bass sound. Right here. So number 2. Hold on. Let me show it on the screen. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. You can see I got selected number 1 here, but actually the sound of the bass is a number 2, I believe. See? Because if I go here, if I press this button, this one is the only one highlighted. The other one are blinking. And this one doesn't even have no light. And this one is selected. So I need to select this one first. Okay. So this one is selected. And now I'm ready. After I selected the port 1, I'm ready to hear it. Okay. So port 1, and here we go, play. And there you have it. Okay. Now, like I said, if you could do with MIDI whatever you want, you could change the notes, the length. You could change the position. Okay, you can add more notes if you want to. Okay, let's play that back. Okay, so that's why MIDI is pretty, good. You could change for your taste, you could do anything however you prefer with MIDI. Okay, and we're talking only here about this part. You can record any part of any song from the machine. Okay, so have that on mind when you're creating beats or you're making music. You could select anything and record it as MIDI, and then you record it as audio. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna change however you want the MIDI performance. You're gonna change it as you wish, and then you could use it with your music. Okay, you shouldn't use this exactly because this belongs to Roland Corporation. But you could use any ideas like this and transform it, make it your own. You just got to change it a little bit around. Maybe transpose it to another note and change a little bit of notes around, add some more. Okay. It's just an example, it doesn't have to be exactly like this. Okay. So that way, you make it your own. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. And this is just an example. Like I say, you could take any pattern from the 909. Any pattern you have, I think it's like 500 patterns. Let's see if that's correct. Yep. No, sorry. Scratch empty. I think you have 400 and something patterns. I got here 441. You have a whole bunch of different patterns of drums and whatnot, chords. You have different riffs, different like pieces that you could use on your own songs, on your own production. You just got to record them, move them around, and you can make them your own. Okay. So this is only one way to record MIDI. Okay. And remember, you could record any part. It could be the drums. It could be anything else. Doesn't necessarily have to be the bass, right? I just did the bass just for demo purposes. Let me record something else. You see, you hit play here. Let me see if I can play. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna the slave, I'm gonna just take it out. Okay. Slave, not slave anymore. Gonna be remote system, right? Okay. Okay, let's go back to 150. Sorry about that. 150, okay. I like this one. So let's select number 6 or number 5. Yeah, number 5. Okay, there you go. You don't have to mute the rest. The only thing you have to do is just select like this. Oh, hold on, let me bring this. Okay. To record something into FL Studio, you just need to select. Okay. You don't need to mute anything like I did right now. I just muted it because I want to hear what I want to record. And it's those strings. Okay. And they are on this channel, number 5. But you don't necessarily have to mute. All you have to do is just select. You see, it's on 7. You gotta select 5. Okay. You need to select 5 in order to record 5. Okay. Because this is selected, this is the one that is gonna send. So it could be recorded. Okay. Now, let's just record that, and we can move on. Okay, we're gonna put it back again to slave. Slave. Oh, we just leave it like that. That way we don't go back and forth. Okay, so we're ready. We're gonna hear record, and then we're gonna hit play on the MC-909. Hold on. Enable record. Deselect MIDI output and enable MIDI remote control. And I believe that's basically it. We don't have to do anything else, so I'm gonna hit record and play. Oh wait, yeah. We can't have. Okay, we can't have all these on because they're gonna get recorded. My bad. I didn't know that. I thought it could only record the one that was selected. Okay, my bad. So we gotta actually mute everything else. Okay, so there you go. Unless you want to record more than one thing, more than one sound, then you just unmute, right? You unmuted the ones that you want to record. So I just want to record the strings. There you go. And there you have it. So I'm gonna play. Before play, let me disable this one, deselect, and select this one, MIDI output. And there you have it. Okay. Okay, like I said, remember, you do with MIDI whatever you want. You move the notes around, you can move the length. So that's the pro of MIDI. Move the notes around wherever you want. You could create a different melody. At least you have like something to begin with. You have ideas. So you could, if you have the machine, you create songs in base of ideas, and you have a whole bunch of ideas with the machine. And besides, the sounds are very good. Okay. So basically, that's one way to record from the MIDI output of the MC-909. That's one way. Now, the other way is not actually record, but we're going to export a MIDI file from the machine. We're going to export that MIDI file into FL Studio. Okay. So let me erase this. We don't need this anymore. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, remember we need to connect the USB cable. Okay. So we could export the MIDI file that we need. It's going to be exported as a standard MIDI file. We're going to use this same song, 150, pattern 150, okay? And this is how we do it. We go into menu, and we're going to go into file utility. Let me see if that's right. With the knob, select file, hit enter. No, it's not that one. Hold on. My bad. I think it's just utility. Enter. Yes, utility. So as you can see here, save as standard MIDI file. SMF stands for standard MIDI file. Okay. If you need to move this, move it around. You see this one is blinking. You use the cursor. You got 4 arrows on the cursor. So you move it around so you can do whatever you want to do here. Import a WAV file, import a standard MIDI file. Okay, you could do anything you want, factory reset, whatever. Okay, never do a factory reset unless you back up all whatever you have here in your machine. Back up, you have a backup file. Gonna have to do a video about that. I hadn't done one. Okay, so we're gonna save this pattern 150 as a standard MIDI file. So we got it highlighted. It's blinking. Okay, so we're gonna hit F2 right here. So we're gonna hit that F2. And we're gonna save it into, we got 2 options here. We got user and card. F1 is user. Okay. And F2 is card. You can save it on user. That's what I'm going to do. Since I did it before, I have it right there on screen. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to hit save as standard MIDI file F6. So I believe it's going to ask me to replace the one that's already there. So I'm going to hit yes or execute. Okay, so I'm going to hit F6 right now. So remember, we're saving into user location, not on the card. But on user, because when we open the USB thing, we're going to go into user. Okay, save the current pattern. Press F6, yes, okay. Saving. Okay, so it's already saved. Now we're going to go into USB. Okay, hit menu. And we're going to get the file. We're going to save it into the computer. We're going to save it in the computer. You can save it wherever you want, and then you can work with it. Okay. So here we go. We go into USB right there. You could use the scroll or you could use the cursor. USB, and you hit enter. And here we go. Remember, the cable of USB need to be connected already. So we're going to go internal. F3 is internal. F4 is the memory card. Okay. So we're going to go internal. Right here. Okay, we're going to press F3. Okay, as soon as you do that, a window is going to pop up from your computer. Okay. And you just double click here, open to view the files. And here we are. It took us right to this one, straight this one. So we're going to go TMP, standard MIDI file, SMF. And here we got it right here. Pattern 150. Okay. That was the one that we were working on. If I double click, I should be able to hear it. Let me see if that's true. Let's see if I can play that or not. Okay, nothing going on. All right, so I just copy it. Let me copy this. We're gonna copy it into downloads. Let me erase this one so there won't be any confusions. Okay, so I have it right here. I thought if I double click it I could be able to hear it, but not. Okay, so then on the machine right here, I gotta exit. So that way when I load the MIDI file, I could be able to hear it on the machine using the sounds of the machine. Okay, cancel. And here we got the pattern right here. So if I load the MIDI file, I could be able to hear the same sounds. Okay, but it's a little bit tricky. I'll explain. Okay, so let me go right here. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Okay, let me see another way to do it. Right here. Okay, here we go. This is what I do. I just drop it here and it's gonna ask me to import. Okay, I want to import first number 5. That will be the strings. Okay, so I deselect all these. I'm just gonna select number 5. I'm gonna select this one here, realign events. Okay, and I'm gonna hit accept. And there you go. Okay, so if I hit play, let me see if I should be able to hear it. Yep. So there you go. I just imported from the MIDI file the segment or the pattern of the strings. There you go. Okay. Now remember, if I select something else on the machine, right? Let me go back here. I got to select the number 5, which is the sound of the strings. If I select something else, that's the sound it's going to give me. Okay. There you go. Okay. So in case that I want to use this, you should, in case you want to use this, you should move it around a little bit, change a little bit, so that way it's not exactly the same. Okay, because remember, these patterns, these songs from the machine, they are copyrighted. They have copyright, so you should change it a little bit because all they say you the machine, but they just give you ideas. So you take these MIDI files as ideas. You can't take the whole thing and record it, and sell it or something like that. You shouldn't do that. Okay. So this is the tricky part. When I do this, in case that I do this, because I don't really work with MIDI that much, I only bring one at a time because I notice that if I bring the whole thing, I'm going to show you in a second, it's going to drop everything in just one place, and I don't like that. I like every sound separated. If you have another type of DAW that when you drop the MIDI file, it automatically goes to different tracks, that's great. But FL Studio doesn't do that. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to drop it right here, right? Or we're going to drop it over here. Let's see what happens. Because everything goes always into one channel. I'm going to show you right now what I mean. Okay. Okay, let's say all tracks. Okay, see, it didn't create anything else, only one. Okay. Let me undo that. Let me do it one more time. All tracks with channels, blend, realign. See, it doesn't have one options that will say, okay, so drop each MIDI channel into a different track or something like that. It should have, but it doesn't have it. So if you have a DAW that could separate the tracks, that would be great. Maybe it separates the tracks by channel. Okay. So if I hit accept, that's going to happen. It's going to drop everything into one. And I cannot then use the MC-909 because, let me explain. Okay, this is what happened. MC-909 doesn't recognize different MIDI channels. If I hit play right now, everything is going to go into one sound, into the sound that I have selected here. Okay. And that's a, I don't know. That's the only bad thing that I don't like about the machine. That it doesn't, since you see, since I brought in the standard MIDI file, it should give an option that every sound is gonna sound is on its own channel correspondingly, but that is not gonna happen. If I hit play, everything is just gonna be here on number 2 because number 2 is selected. Okay, so let me hit play so you can see. See that? And that's a no-no. You know, I don't. That's not good for me. That's not good at all. But maybe it's something about. Maybe it's something about. I don't know. The machine should have like an update or something. Maybe it's something about software on the machine, on the MC-909. Because every time that you play something, it doesn't matter what channel you select, always is going to play whatever you have selected here on the front panel over here. Whatever sound you select here, that's the one that's going to be sounding. Okay, let's select this one, number 5. And there you go. As you can see, that's the only downside of this. The pro side is that you could just bring in one from the standard MIDI file. You could just bring one sound at a time. So that's a good thing. See, when you're importing, you just select one, whichever you want. Let's say I want to bring in number 2, and there you have it. And that's a good thing. But then because I have selected the string, number 5, that's why I have that sound. Gotta change it. And there you go. Okay. But like I said, when you created your own song, you can select any sound you want and use the MIDI file any way you want. Just change it a little bit so it won't sound exactly the same. Okay. But you could use any pattern from the machine, and it have hundreds of patterns. And every song has like 6, maybe 7 different patterns, including drums. So it's great. I mean, you have a whole bunch of ideas. If you're creating music, you can use all those ideas for your benefit. You just gotta record them or import them into FL Studio, move them around, use them, record them as audio, and move on. Okay. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to explain about that, the MIDI output from the machine into your computer, into a MIDI interface or the audio interface connected MIDI input. Okay, because I hadn't made a video about that. All right, I didn't create a video about the MIDI output from the MC-909. So this is it. Hopefully it helps you. Okay, leave a like or leave a comment. Subscribe if you hadn't. I appreciate people that are subscribing. Really appreciate. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing the videos, and thank you for the comments. Okay, so any other videos that you need, that if I could make, so I could help you with something, let me know. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next video. Okay, take care and God bless.